Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Chocolate Thunder podcast. I'm Joshua Rosas. I've been thinking a lot lately, about comedy and pretty much just life in general. I started thinking about, all the past jobs that I've had and whether it be warehouse work, office work, manual labor, and, just kind of an assortment of different jobs. And I started thinking about how, none of them really felt right, and it kind of felt like I didn't really fit in at these jobs. And I don't know, it just kind of, I felt miserable at a lot of them. And sometimes I would even get depressed there and dread going to work the next morning. Even at the end of the day, whenever I was getting off of work, I would start thinking about the next day and already be dreading it before I even got home. And so I never really got to feel like I was able to rest and relax in my evening time. It just kind of felt, I don't know, it just really felt out of place, and a lot of jobs it kind of felt miserable. But once I started doing comedy, it really made the world a difference. Of course, I don't get paid for any of it yet, and I'm still just doing open mics, stuff like that, and just trying to build, my jokes and build my time so this way I can start trying out to get booked on shows and stuff like that. But ever since I've started doing comedy, it's just I've been really happy. I know that sounds super cheesy, but it's true. Even working a day job still, just the fact that I know I get to go to mics and even just sit down and work on jokes, I look forward to it every time. And a lot of people, I think, see me working on jokes and writing in my notebook and trying to figure out stuff. And I think to them, they kind of see it like homework and not something that a lot of people would look forward to. But it's actually very enjoyable. I love doing it. I love thinking like, oh, can I turn this into a bit? Is there something here? And then taking an idea and actually just kind of like fleshing it out and working on it and kind of seeing it transform from just the just a simple idea into something that I'm ready to try out at a mic, or hopefully get laughs out of it. And I don't know if I ever consider any of my jokes actually completed, because I'm the type that I'll have a joke and it'll hit each and every time. And then I'm like, well, what if I go and tweak it like this? What if I try this out and see if I can get an even bigger laugh? And of course, that doesn't always work. Sometimes, if anything, it takes away from your joke. And that's just part of, recording your sets and going back and listening and doing your homework on them. I think I've said it before, it's always a little trial and error with jokes and stand up, because you don't know if it's going to work every time. But yeah, getting back to doing comedy, I'm just really stoked that I get to do this. And I know anybody can get up at an open mic and they can try it out. I'm not doing anything special that the next person isn't able to do, but I think there's a difference between somebody who goes into it passionately or and motivated because this is something that they love doing, compared to the person that is just having a few beers and wants to get up and do it for fun just because it's there. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't look down on those people. I mean, hey, you hear stories all the time of people who just got up because they thought it was a fun idea while they were out with friends, and then next thing you know, they're hooked on it. So that part does have, its benefits. But for me, I mean, I got into doing stand up because I knew it was something I really wanted to do. And, even if I don't make it big, like become famous and tour all over the world and stuff like that, I'm just glad to be doing it even at these open mics, because it's such a great feeling getting a room full of strangers who expect nothing out of you, getting them to laugh at the jokes that you worked on and busted your brain over trying to tweak it here and there. It's such a great feeling that I really don't think I can even put it into words. And I don't mean to get all soppy and sentimental about it, but it's really, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just an awesome feeling. It's almost like like a high when you go out there and you start killing, or even if you're not killing per se, but just kind of getting laughs, and you kind of can see a joke taking shape, and you see the potential behind it. It's definitely exciting. It gets you motivated to want to, get home and start working on that joke and kind of improve it, tweak it, get out at another mic and try out the new version of it and see if it works. If not, go back and tweak it again, and just listen to the recordings of your set to kind of go back and really do your homework on it to get it to where it does, it needs to be, and just make it great. And I don't think I've ever felt that kind of motivation at any other job. Of course, like, I'll go in and I'll do what's asked of me, and I'll do my work, and I'll go above and beyond to make sure that everything's correct. I don't half-ass it at work, but it's different when it's something that you really care about and really are motivated for, because then you're not doing it begrudgingly, you're doing it more in an excited manner because you're so into it, you're so just almost in love with it. And I think that's definitely something I have never felt at any of the other jobs I worked at. And that's not talking bad about them. There actually were some jobs that were good to me, and even my current job, it's a great job. I really like it, but comedy is where my true passion lies. And of course, if I could eventually one day make it a full-time gig, I'm not going to try to pass that up. That's further down the road talk for right now. Right now, I just need to make sure I keep doing my homework, keep working on jokes, improving, getting up at mics, learning my stage presence, and really figuring out my voice, my joke style, and really just figuring out what works, because that's the only thing that's going to get me to improve, get me better, and just make me more confident up on stage, and really get the crowd on my side to where when I get off that stage, they're happy that they came out to see me, even if they weren't originally there for me, but it just added to their night. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me today. I kind of just wanted to talk about that and get it off my chest, just let y'all know what was going through my mind today as I was sitting here thinking. But be sure to please leave a like and consider subscribing. Also, check out my social medias and the links below. I usually leave them in the description box. And, consider leaving a comment. I always love hearing feedback and hearing what you guys have to say, and want to know if you enjoyed an episode or if there's anything that you want to hear me talk about. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.